I'm the only man of the group, so. So guys, firstly, I love to give positive comments. So I love the characters. It's always nice to see different stuff. But you know, speaking in public is very, very difficult. In our drama classes, the most difficult thing is to learn your lines. We had people crying because they cannot get their lines, but none of them cry today, which is good. And never say sorry, man. You just breathe in because you must fake it till you make it, okay? Yeah, with a lot of nerves, just breathe in and relax and try to convince us as much as you can. And also, I love that you help each other as a team. That is very important in a team because you need to help each other. And if the tech, because I saw Sia and the other lady going there, so if the tech does not work, the picture does not come through, just go without it. Because we don't know what we're going to see anyway, so you don't mind. So guys, if you don't make on your nails, it's going to affect your projection, okay? So you need to read so that you can project loud. But thank you for coming on stage. Thank you for being brave and be on stage. Thank you.
Not Knys Hippocampy. Hippocampus is that thing in Percy Jackson rainbow, right?
It is, but it is also a seahorse.
A thing is that? Wow, my mind went straight to Greek mythology. Okay. Okay. Fair enough then. So that's an interesting name you have. I like how you each got it to say the name. It was a very cute introduction. I do think you got nervous as you were speaking, not necessarily when they were coming on stage. The nerves kicked in when you realized it's time to present. So I think shaking off, this was just a practice round, but I think now you see what we were trying to expose you to before you walk in front of the judges. Now you know basically that's the feeling. You know you get nervous not to come in, introduce yourself, but when you start speaking, so you know that's when you get nervous. You gave good advice, just breathe through it. What we've seen a lot, or what I've seen a lot in robotics presentations is when somebody forgets their words, you find another team member who tries and speaks over the one who's trying to get the words out. What I can appreciate is that none of you did that. You respected her enough, well, whoever got stuck, you know, to find the word and assisted when you were asked for help. When you speak over your teammates like others tend to do in the competition setting, they actually get docked points for core values. So good job of giving everyone a chance to just get through their section. Now on to the actual research. I do think it's interesting. I think you are the only group who chose marine archaeology. I love the sea and all the weird and wonderful things that are in there, so it's really nice that you've got a topic like that. And I also think your structure was there. I think it was the nerves that affected how much of it we could hear, but from what I did hear, the order in which you presented the information is correct. I just have some questions about your robot, or your solution rather. I understand you're building something that is inexpensive, user-friendly, and that I guess can navigate the waters better. I just wanted to ask, you mentioned cameras. Is that going to be a live feed? So is there a special tablet or computer that prototype will need to be linked up to for you to get images? Is it a remote control vehicle? You know, because why I'm saying that is if that is going to feed information to some external server, because I'm guessing it circumvents the need for dialing, as you said that in place of the person. So if they need a feed, maybe you can add to your innovation project just the actual device that it's sending the information to. That way you've covered all your bases. That's from me.
Good morning, ladies. I enjoyed the presentation as the setting is very interesting. And I don't necessarily have that much knowledge with marine archaeology. So with your underwater robot, I just wanted to know. So we're not necessarily excavating the artifacts. What is it exactly that it is doing? What is its purpose in all of it?
So the idea is more for going to sites and observing or exploring where possible sites are or something like that, and then sometimes collecting samples is the idea and purpose of the box.
And what is it exactly, or a part of the, should I switch it off? I think I just use it. Okay, so, yes. So how is it going to be collecting the samples? Because you mentioned the tent, you mentioned the camera. Oh, okay. So how is it going to be collecting the samples? Because you mentioned your solar cameras, which I'm guessing, as Milana said, maybe would have the right feed and we'll see from there. And you also mentioned the tentacles, which will be interchangeable. But how is it actually going to collect the samples when you get to that point?
So the idea is to have little cameras that's got hooks or something on it so that it can grab it, so that it can actually like scoop up sand or whatever it needs.
Okay. So we need to hear that. We need to hear that from your presentation on exactly how is it going to get the samples, because you did mention it's going to get something from how. You see? And you also mentioned that, or rather you mentioned there are other tools that are being used. These tools are more expensive and they are bigger, they can't navigate through the waters, but it is quite vague. You need to tell me, like, give me an example of a tool that they are already using. You see? Because now it's a matter of, no, there are tools that are big, but there are tools that are small. And how is it that your robot differs from those tools? Do you understand? So it was more of a vague, there are tools that are big, they are expensive, they are what, but give me an example of the tool that I'm using. This is so that I can say that, oh, you did your research. You see? With the flow, I was happy, and as the other judges have mentioned, it was probably the nerves, but I also detected that we also we got a bit of an abstract in the beginning. Yes, because at first I was like, okay, why are we mentioning our the solution that we hear already? But then I noted that you gave us like a sort of a summary of what it is that we were to expect, which I didn't. I like that. So when the other people are coming, or the other presenters will be giving more information. So it's a matter of, there is an abstract in terms of this is the problem, and these are the methods that we used to get the thingies, and then this is the solution. So it's like a summary. And then you guys give us a broader, or you give us more information on what you already see. But everything else, I was happy. The energy at first, I was like, okay, ladies. So thank you guys for your presentation.
I just want to go back to the previous group. Sorry that I have to do it now, but I just realized that when you spoke the word historian, I realized that there were two words that I didn't hear in the previous presentation, and one of them was historian. And in your case, first of all, it's almost as if you're the leader. Are you the leader of the group? So because they're looking towards you all the time when there's a problem. Have you got the leader? Okay. Now, I just noticed that you all refer to how when there's a gap or something, I don't think it is supposed to be like that. And then some of you were looking at us in your presentation. You have to look at the whole of the audience. You have to include the judges, obviously, but just make it broader, okay? So that it is there. I feel that there are certain words that you need to practice, like the hydrodynamics. Because if you stumble on it all the time, it takes away from the greatness of what you want to do there. So practice that word hydrodynamics, and then while you were speaking, I was waiting for a word called efficient. You were trying I'm going to make the changes. You didn't tell us what went wrong. You said it was the 4 tentacles and the solar, and then you said you changed it. But you didn't tell us why that didn't work. I would have loved to know why you changed to a different shape, for example, from the octopus to the squid. You did well. There's a little bit of nervous energy coming through, but then it's just practice. And then just the correct words, I love that. When you were saying, for example, then it was she made that little model. She should have said, I made a model. Because you said, for example, she made the model and she did this thing here. Instead of that, make it more specific, more personal, and you say, for example, and then she says, I made this. This is a model that I made. So use the I there and not her in the third person. It removes the audience, it removes the information. Right? So the both of you say, I made this and I made this model. She can just say, for example, and then you give it to them. It will be much more effective in grabbing the audience, okay? Okay, and then I have just one last observation. I'm disconnected. Okay. Sorry about that. I have to say what I'm feeling. Is that right? So, your name, not Knys Hippocampy, right? It's beautiful up there. I was getting so excited. I thought I was going to see some images of what you're talking about there. So, is that just your name? It's just going to be standing there? Like that? When you present for the company?
We're supposed to get some images for you.
Okay, so you're going to do that still? Yeah. Okay. Because I've got a little bit of a disconnect when I look at not Knys Hippocampy, and then I look at here, Squidopy, and then I'm saying like, okay, can't it also be like the seahorse or something that is the same? I don't know. But I wouldn't know until I've seen images, so I'm just leaving that with you. Thank you very much, it was good.